Wow. You know, conservatives and libertarians have long excoriated the media and university collectivists who shut down debate even as they shower us in their inclusiveness rainbows and tell us how they are the unbiased ones. Well, perhaps now a few more of those folks will listen, because now it's happening to one of their own. Yes, indeed, because this man dared criticize the propaganda tactics of the climate change cult, a co-founder of Greenpeace has been made an unperson by the left. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV, and you know, the latest in the stark reality, the battle for truth in which we are currently embroiled, seemed to have occurred on March 16th, as environmentalist and co-founder of Greenpeace, Patrick Moore, tweeted that in the course of just 2 days, Google and Greenpeace had erased evidence of his actual life's work creating the organization. He showed screenshots before and after when he simply Googled, "Who are the founders of Greenpeace?" And the results were stunning and infuriating. But of course, we might ask, why would they try to change history like that? Well, perhaps it's because of his interview on March 7th with Breitbart's radio channel, in which he noted with great precision and alacrity that the climate change cult is like an emperor without any clothes.
Well, fear has been used all through history to gain control of people's minds and wallets and all else.
And Mr. Moore was just warming up.
The climate catastrophe is strictly a fear campaign. Well, fear and guilt. You're afraid you're killing your children because you're driving them in your SUV and emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and you feel guilty for doing that. And there's no stronger motivation than those two. And so you've got the green movement creating stories that instill fear in the public. You've got the media, echo chamber, fake news, repeating it over and over and over again to everybody that they're killing their children. And then you've got the green politicians who are buying scientists with government money to produce fear for them in the form of scientific-looking material. And then you've got the green businesses, the rent seekers and the crony capitalists who are taking advantage of massive subsidies, huge tax write-offs, and government mandates requiring their technologies to make a fortune on this.
Which shows us something very valuable about Mr. Moore. In fact, Mr. Moore understands economics. You notice how he mentions the term rent-seeking in that. And that does not have anything to do with apartments. It's about special interests trying to gain not through free market satisfaction of customers, but through the political means, at the expense of customers and their competitors, through subsidies, bailouts, taxes, tariffs, mandates, and grants that harm their competitors and consumers and help their wallets. In fact, Moore adds.
And then, of course, you've got the scientists who are willingly they're basically hooked on government grants. And when they talk about the 97% that are consensus on climate change, first, that's a completely ridiculously false number. But most of the scientists, or put it in quotes, scientists, who are pushing this catastrophic theory are getting paid by public money. But most of what these so-called scientists are doing is simply producing more fear so that politicians can use it to control people's minds and get their votes, because the people are, some of the people are convinced that, oh, this politician can save my kid from, certain doom.
The result is a politically driven, politically connected media, university, government, nonprofit nexus that's willing to not only send emails to each other discussing what seems to be fudging of data a la ClimateGate, but also to claim in a bogus way that there is a 97% consensus on climate change. And now this. The actual employment of Stalinist, Hitlerian propaganda tactics to actually rewrite history and erase Patrick Moore from people's memories. You know, there's something very primal, there's something very instinctively disturbing about the idea that people with political power can negate your very existence. And they can actually destroy everything you've worked for. George Orwell described this in 1984 as being made an unperson. The idea that the government can erase you. And you know, oftentimes when we read that book, we thought to ourselves, it couldn't happen here. Well, it is happening here. It's happening to Patrick Moore. And perhaps now, because it's happening to someone who used to be a hero of the left, we can take this opportunity to convince our friends on the left that this is not the way to go. It's not correct to create an unperson simply because one disagrees with his opinions. Thank you so much for valuing thoughts like this. And don't forget to like and subscribe. For MRC-TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.